work today?
So at Microsoft, they made us use AI. We don't have a choice. In our emails, in our day-to-day life, we have to use AI, and they have metrics. So at the end of each performance and at the end of each quarter, they tell us how many hours did we use AI, how much our team is doing, how well it's doing compared to other teams. At Microsoft, we have hackathons that pushes us and teaches us on how to use AI. And recently also I was speaking to Dr. Davis, Sarah Davis, and I told him one of the interviews they were teaching us how to speak with customers. And who was teaching me how to speak with customers? Another AI engine. So it was very strange for me to be speaking with an AI engine. At the end of this discussion, the AI engine told me I'm not doing well and I have failed. So what I have done is instead I got another AI engine to speak with this AI engine for me to be able to pass the class. So this is where we're heading to.
And do you think AI had to be better at your job?
There's no question about it. It's allowing me to optimize myself and do more at work. And there is much more productivity gain, and now we can focus on more complex issues that we could not focus beforehand. So there is no question about it. It is a big advancement, but there will be also big changes that will happen for AI.
We talked about ChatGPT, someone mentioned Gemini. Tell us about Copilot. Microsoft's strategy with Copilot is obvious. We use Teams, we use Excel, AI, and Copilot is there. So what is Microsoft is doing in this area?
I don't know. I would not say completely obvious, because you may have heard in the news a couple of days ago, and this is what's scary, that a lot of the news is moving extremely quickly, and you may have heard Copilot was based on OpenAI, but now we're introducing with Copilot Claude. I don't know if anyone knows Claude, which is part of Anthropic AI. So now it's being part of Copilot too. And Anthropic AI is one of the big competitors of both Gemini and of OpenAI and of Microsoft. So the fact that Microsoft is introducing and using now multiple languages, even though I'm not sure if you're all aware, but 49% of OpenAI is owned by Microsoft. So
By who?
By
Microsoft.
So 49% is owned by Microsoft. So the fact that Microsoft is investing in Anthropic AI is something that is impressive. And you're seeing that the industry is moving so quickly that it's so scary where it's moving towards. Are we culturally ready to move so quickly? I don't know.
It's interesting because SAP works with OpenAI. We partner with Microsoft, and now NVIDIA just invested in OpenAI. I don't know how many $billion. Do you think this collaboration is healthy? I know it's scary, it's moving very fast. And if we look at ChatGPT, it's only maybe 4 or 5 years old, and almost everyone is using it today. So do you think this collaboration do you see positivity comes from this collaboration?
The strategy of OpenAI, and the strategy is to build big data centers, to be able to train and get these Gen AI models, get to the point where they can be smarter and smarter and even outsmart us. Are we at this point yet? No, but we're getting closer and closer every day. Having said all of this, Microsoft has taken a different strategy. So like you have said, NVIDIA has invested hundreds of billions on OpenAI, and there was a lot of other investors, such as Oracle, invested also on OpenAI and other technologies. But Microsoft decided to cool down a little bit, to slow down, and to say we're going to learn from the other people's mistakes, from the other companies' mistakes, and then we will catch up. So they are waiting for the others to do the first things first, and Microsoft to be using the systems. So this is how Microsoft is approaching the situation. They don't want to be the first one, They want to be, it's okay for us to be a little bit later, 6 or 7 months later. So it's okay for us not to know everything now, because it's moving so fast. It's going to be in 6 months, what we have been speaking 6 months ago, a lot of things are not important anymore. So we're moving so fast, so it's okay to hold back a little bit, wait for the technology to mature enough, and for us to start adapting into it.
This brings me to the question is, do we expect to lose our jobs with AI? There is a big concern that many jobs will be irrelevant, it's changing. How do you see this?
There is no question that we will lose a lot of jobs. We will lose a lot of jobs. Specifically, if you want to categorize the jobs, there are 3 categories. There is the low class, there is the middle class, and there's the high-end kind of jobs. So the low class, I would say, retail, I want to give due respect to everyone, but in retail, there will be a lot of automation that will happen. A lot of automation in terms of inventory, supply chain, in terms of automating the customer experience, chatbots, things of this sort. Mid kind of jobs, I'm thinking more about paralegal and assistance and things of this sort. Also, there is a risk that AI will interrupt these kinds of jobs. Now, I know that in this room there is a lot of doctors. For the doctors, I think AI is not going to interrupt your job, but what will interrupt you is a doctor that is using AI and you're not using AI. This is what will displace you. And yes, you will lose your job if you don't use AI. And every one of us, if we don't use AI, we will lose our job. So and every day, why I am ahead, if I am ahead, it's because of AI. Sometimes I don't know the answer. So I go to AI and check the answer. But you need to be careful because AI is not always truthful, so it can hallucinate.
What about teaching and education and AI?
I think it's a game-changing field in teaching.
So we're gonna retire soon?
No. I think in teaching you're going to start teaching on how to use AI, on responsibility. There will be new kind of jobs. So yes, there will be some jobs will get eliminated. There is no question about it. I was reading a report from EY. They said that 89 million of jobs will get eliminated in the next 2 years. But there will be a creation of new 94 million of jobs. So do we have the skills to move to this 94 million of jobs? So what are the new jobs that are getting created? It is AI. It is how to use AI, how to be responsible with AI, how to trust AI, how to run AI, how to be able to execute the system, how to train AI. And how to get the data to be able to enforce AI and make something better, make it better for the responses and things of this sort.
In summary, people using AI will replace people who are not using AI. And this is exactly what we see today in the marketplace. So, and as Malik mentioned, it's everywhere. You use it. Maybe he mentioned retail today in the job applications. So on the job market, when you send your resume, more than 90% is automated. There is no humans looking at these resumes. Sorry, go ahead, please. You have a question?
Yeah. In the medical field, how do you see that it will affect, for example, our kids who are interested in going to medicine and choosing which field to go to? Is there anything that you could, give to the younger?
The research field would be aided the most by AI. I would feel so. Specifically, I was speaking with Dr. Davis maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I told him if we would have came to this world 100 years later, maybe because of AI, our human expectancy would be over 150 years old. 200 years old, because we will have some cures that are not yet, we don't know, like cancer. AI is going to be able to find vaccines. and we should use AI to be able to enrich this. But human needs to get this data. How is AI going to work? AI cannot self-teach themselves, not yet. Maybe in science fiction, yes, but not yet. We're far from this. If I ask simple words, simple instruction to AI today, it will not do well. It will not do well at all. I have to really work AI. AI is not a magic box. I don't say you're going to get AI, you're going to expect to have a magic box. You really have to walk through AI, teach it how you expect to answer, and what it should be doing best. So AI is doing what AI do best is to be able to look at numbers and to be able to look at patterns and find new patterns. And this is what they outdo us. And this is where they will advance in the field of research.
One of the first uses of AI was in the medical field. IBM created Watson, and they didn't commercialize it. This was more than 10 years ago, and it showed great results in skin cancer. You just take photos, and it was much, much faster to diagnose the issue and know exactly if it's cancerous or not. So it's there, but it needs to learn. So you need to have these standards, the grounding of the process and so on, to reach there. But I want to ask a question a bit related. We've been telling everyone you need to do better at prompting and writing prompts for ChatGPT and others. I think when I first met you and we talked, you said we don't need to learn prompts anymore. What's going on?
Yeah, don't say to your kids, learn prompt engineering, because prompt engineering is a job that will not exist anymore. And for anyone that does not know what is prompt engineering means to teach AI how to respond and the way that it should respond. There is a lot of humans that spend a lot of time teaching AI how to respond and how they want to see the system to being used. All of this is going to be automated. A couple of months, I would say, maybe a year or so. But prompt engineering is going to be taught by AI to another AI system, and we're moving towards agentic AI models, which is a lot of agents. So one agent is going to be teaching another agent on how to train the models, and this is where we're moving. So fortunately or unfortunately.
Just a quick question on that point. Do you already do that in Microsoft, or you have an agent that is like an instructor of prompts that feeds other agents?
A combination of both. Yeah. I would say we have an engine that we have some specific agents that does research, business analysts, so you don't have to prompt them anymore. But you have also, to your point, is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, we have agents that do red team. I'm not sure if you're aware of what is red team and blue team. Red team is the hackers trying to break into a system. So one agent impersonates a hacker, and another agent takes the place of a good person and try to break into the system and teaches her what are the weaknesses of AI. So to answer your question, yes, it's getting to this way. It's not yet there, but we're so close.
My question is, you mentioned agentic and like multimodal and all that. Do you think it's feasible long term that we have agents? Do you think agents can handle like 16 million requests at a second using large language models, or are we going to move to SLMs and smaller models that are closer to the edge?
I think SLMs, I think agentics by themselves can be also SLMs. SLMs are much more, you are correct in looking at me, SLMs are much more multitask. Agentic is one task, one perception, one memory. But I think agentic whole is going to be able to execute on the task that it was.
Yeah, my question is more, is it feasible? Like, do you think the power consumption versus like, having a small agent that does something specific, relying on a model that's like, a million tokens or whatever, do you think it's feasible to continue that long term as it gets mass consumed?
And this is why they are looking at load balancing and multi-agents models today, and this is the approach of Microsoft.
Yeah, we have one question there. context. Go ahead, sorry.
And this is why Microsoft is using multi-models, but in terms of context, you are correct. The context is limited, specifically with agents, and how much context it's going to have. I don't think it's going to be the job of the agent, but I believe it's going to be the job of an orchestrator, which will be
load balancer.
Exactly.
So do you have a question? Go ahead.
My question is, I think here is you're going to teach AI how to do stuff. How do you teach AI? How do they learn? Is it coding based? Do you write script to teach it? How do you teach AI to learn, not the code, cook it, write it? Where is that information come from?
So let me take, when I was speaking to Jad and to the LebNet community, they asked me to get a bio of myself. And you know, maybe it's stupid for myself, but I don't have a bio. So I didn't want to write one. And I went and asked ChatGPT, can you write a bio for myself? They knew everything about me because of my usage, because I use it every day, because of the information I have invested, because of the fact that I have shared with AI. So you need to be careful also on what you share. So my first, and maybe you take it as a joke, but my first summary on this was it gave me a summary that was spot on, and it gave more than what I wanted to say. It started listing projects that I will be working in the future. And I didn't want to even mention it. And I didn't read the CV, and I just copy-pasted it and sent it to Jad. And my mistake is, please ignore my other bio, use this one. So it knows me more. So it all depends on the kind of information that you are teaching it. It's going to teach by itself. And this is what's scary about AI.
Cedric, we'll take question here and then you're next.
My question will be more about ethics and morals. How to make sure that the AI will obey ethics and morals? I'm going to give you an example. We want AI to improve our lives, to assist her in our daily deeds. Or, for instance, if I have bad intents, I want to prepare a coup, I want to counterfeit money, how do I make sure that AI will always help us to strive toward humanity and not the opposites?
Yeah, we have nuclear. Nuclear can do very bad things, but there are clear policies and guardrails. Can it go bad if there is no policies or guardrails? Yeah, it can go bad. And I don't want to get too much into the nuclear, but we have nuclear arms. So if there is good policies, good legal, and this is where the next job market is coming, with policies, with legal, with legal, exactly. So there should be some policies, clear policies, and some clear guidelines on how to use it. But it can be extremely powerful. But I want to say we're not still at the point where robots can move like humans, unlimited, and coming to come conquer the world. We're not at all at this point, and we're very far from here. It cannot even change a computer. It cannot just from a data center and keep on speaking about data centers because my experience with data centers.
We're getting there.
But it cannot just move the computer from one location to the other location without making a mess. So I would not trust any robots moving your computer.
You have my question?
No, I just would like to first thank you, Malik, for inviting me. Actually, by virtue of working in Microsoft for the last 5 years with Malik, I feel really privileged that I spent some time with the visionary leader of like Malik. But Tom, this question is to you. SAP is also big of data, right? It has lots of data because of its enterprise role. So is SAP also creating some model or some sort of AI-based agents inside it, or is it partnering with more tech companies like Microsoft or Amazon or Google?
Thank you for asking. I was trying to avoid talking about SAP a lot, but you gave me the chance. So SAP had their own co-pilot. It's called Joule. And as you said, we own the data. So this is the